Rehearsal Pro KMP part 13 of this task, which is to fix the line set synchronization problem by completely rewriting line set line scenes so they're not core data and they are just JSON converted to dictionaries. And we need to fix everything where we to-do'd out, we commented out all the old code and replace it with the new code, and we're just going to keep going. Let's play some background music. Carbon-based life forms, Alt 01. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't think the microphone's picking it up, so let's not worry about that. All right, let's see where we're at. And there's our line set, and we're not seeing the details on it. So, actually, we're just running. We're not actually running in the debugger. So let's run on the debugger. That is kind of loud, at least to my ears. I'll bring us down a little bit. 15, how's that? And our breakpoints. Make it go faster. Make it go faster. There we go. Okay. Line sets. So we're not getting the details we want. Are we not setting the parameters? I mean, breakpoints where we need to set them. We have a lot of disabled breakpoints. It's going to be inside line scene reader here. Line scene of set. That seems to be working properly. Ooh, that's loud. Sorry, I'm gonna bring it down a bit. Okay, So we're not getting the line scene content showing up properly. Why not? This is because we have a zib and it's being automatically pulled in from attributes, something like that. Probably. Line set recording. Yeah. This is one of the problems with not everything being in code and being mixed in with design artifacts that are binary. Supposedly to make it more convenient to do design. I'm a programmer, I want everything to be in code. That's my bias. I'm a programmer, not a programmer. I program, it doesn't define me. It's so easy to get caught into that trap. Well, am I just kind of spiraling out here in a dead end? Let's see. Why are we not seeing this? Let's take a look at these cells here. We got a copy sections. This doesn't seem to be getting called. Rename section, play section. None of this is getting called yet, otherwise we'd be hitting any of these breakpoints. We're simply on the display of the line scene information. Table view. This is the thing we fixed last time. It's the checked versus unchecked. Which, actually, let's go back to it. Checked, unchecked. Doesn't seem to be any check marks showing up here. Yeah, fun. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to guess there's some kind of design element here. We're under UI view. Line scene reader view. Yeah, there's the zib. Add new line set. Line scene header cell. That would be the blue goodie that we see. Whoops. This guy. Line scene cell. Must be this guy. There it is. So this is an iOS specific design using the visual designer, aka these files are called zibs, right? Show and finder should be a zib. Yeah. Zib, xib, xib, zib. And these zibs tend to be declared some kind of binding to Objective-C class properties. Somewhere in here, this stuff is bound. Files owner, first responder. Well, let's look at line scene cell. Okay. Actually, let's look at the header. Do we see anything that tends to indicate is recording scene, Boolean is recording mode? There's a reference to a line scene here. But where does it actually pull the properties out of the line scene? Line scene cell, rename line scene. Place lines, we're not renaming anything. Well, this is all commented out. Yeah, I just didn't set a breakpoint. Yeah, set up with line set. Right, here we go. It's all in here. Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. I just didn't hit this breakpoint. So yeah, this needs to be rewritten. This is the body of it. This is what we're looking for. In fact, let's just go ahead and confirm that that's what we're going to do. Yeah, boom. It's going to do this. It's going to iterate over each cell, and it's going to pull out the properties here. Okay, good. Perfect. We're rewriting this now. Let's do it. Just get rid of that comment. And see what kind of compile errors we get. Okay, is unchecked. We've already gotten that taken care of by this other code that we wrote in here. Where was it? Where was it? Let's see, unchecked. It's in this file, right? There it is. Okay. I just want to copy this method call here to line scene cell. Self line scene. Domain line scene. Do we have to say self? Is unchecked, unchecked bool value. Okay, that should take care of that. Compile. Expected. Compile. Okay, display name. I think we just need name. We are doing a null check here. I'm going to keep that intact. And it's simply going to be name. Okay. Did we get an error? Nope, looks like we already have name. Good. Sync status. So it's weird that we've got self line scene and then we've got line scene. Why do we have the self in some cases? Oh, there we go. There's an assignment to self. Self line scene, line scene. It's one of the problems with OO. So what's the proper thing to do? Do we assign based on the past argument, which is now has the same value as the member? I prefer that. Let's stick to the argument that came in. I like that approach better. Okay. So this is going to give us a compiler because we have not added this attribute, sync status. Sync status. So it should get a compile error. Right. We're going to do the same thing here. It's going to be called needs to upload. I guess I don't really need to cut and paste. Domain line scene. Needs to upload audio. Line scene. Incompatible pointer types. Start blank for object. Okay, we've got to figure out how we're going to deal with that. Yep. These two don't exist yet. We're going to add them, and then we're going to deal with this. Start blank for object. All right. Let's put a to-do on this. Oops, I got a cough. Hold on just a second as I cough. Yeah, I'm on day 13 of COVID. All I seem to have left is a cough. Okay. Do I want to put my little name markers on these things? I do. This code will eventually all get blown away anyway, so even contaminate it with the markers here. Yeah. Huh. And this one here. And this one's a rewrite. All right, let's take care of these guys. So what do we got? Sync status and needs to upload audio. So we're going to domain, needs to upload audio and sync status. Oops, wrong place. These are both, I don't know what sync status is. One of them's a Boolean. Cut and paste always does this with the indentation. It's kind of annoying. Needs to upload audio. I don't really like such a long name, but I'm going to stick to it for now. Sync status. Sync. Seems to me that needing to upload the audio is a kind of sync status. So I don't know what that looks like. Sync status, the original sync status. Let's take a look at dead stuff here. Line scene properties. I'm not seeing, these must be methods. Yeah. Line scene. There we go, they're methods. Okay, needs to upload audio. So this isn't just a property that's coming from the JSON, this is actually a method. Let's see what that looks like. Needs to upload. All right, so it's a Boolean logic on other properties. Is background object has audio offline update. This is where all the sync stuff gets really convoluted. You got attributes depending on other attributes depending on other states. Yeah. So is background object. Ugh. Yeah, clunky. Where's this as background object? Is this an implementation thing? Yeah. Is background. Where's this thing coming from? Is this a superclass deal? I see one match in here. Great. Line scene is what? Line scene is a managed object. Is that a property of it managed object? Is background object? What the hell does that mean? I bet there's some kind of extension somewhere in here that's adding that. Ugh, what a mess. Shared mutable state just smattered all over the place. So much for encapsulation. That's pretty much out the door. Let's just do a star on all of it. Is background object. So this shows up on line scene, line set, line scene, scene plus flags. Yeah. It's an extension function right here. So this Objective-C class, Swift code was added that monkey patched it with a new method, scene plus flags. And here we go. It's yet another call to simply other methods. So is synced object, is added offline object. Wow, look at that. Look at this. This is all the sync. This is the problem here, the sync stuff. Although the problem is on line set itself, not here. So we're going to keep this intact. Yuck. Okay. Is background object, is synced object, is added offline. I got to replicate all this. It's like the developer here, this Ruslan, was taking, I don't know, I'm not going to speculate what the motives are here. It's a terribly convoluted state machine, this object. Okay, so where is synced? Is that a fundamental attribute? Oops. Yes. Okay, so we have is synced. And is that persistent? Is that coming from the back end? I don't think so. Back end is not going to tell us whether something's synced or not. Let's take a look. No, this is the domain attributes that the back end and the front end know about. It has nothing to do with syncing in here other than dates, creation, all the syncing logics on the front end. So this is synced thing needs to get, well, I think we're gonna have to put a pin in this and come back to it when we deal with all the syncing stuff. And then the audio needs uploading is the same problem. Wow. Yeah, bit an awful lot here, but it needs to be done at some point. Is added offline object, needs to upload, is background object, is synced object, has updates on local. I mean, can we see how all of these properties or the state, how it's all closely related to synchronization, replication? Do you have updates on local? Are you synced, whatever that means? Are you added offline? Are you a background, which somehow means you're synced and you're added offline? Do you need to upload, which means you're backgrounded plus you have updates on local? Oh my God. Yeah, I have to replicate this to preserve the behavior. Don't want anything to break. Yuck. And there's that needs to upload audio, and there's needs to upload. Has updates on local, is needs to upload audio. Wow. Is uploading. Yeah, I can tell someone was working on synchronization and they just kept adding attributes to try to handle all the state machine variations here and didn't make any effort to refactor the logic of this. Just basically, it's like, okay, that's not working, so I need to add this flag. And then when that doesn't work in this instance, and so let me add this flag combined with that flag for that special case. And then in this special case, let me add this flag to that flag. This is and that flag. This is or that flag. I mean, the cognitive load to process this is something that when you're working on it deserves rethinking. This is an example of just adding code to solve a problem. Adding code, adding code, adding code, adding code. And then you just dug yourself into a deep hole. This needs to be greatly simplified. And you can see how difficult the maintenance is on it as a result. And then we've got half the stuff in Swift and half of it still sitting here in Objective-C. So there was a partial transition to Swift. New things were added, old things were left behind. So Objective-C is calling Swift functions. Wow. Yeah. I'm going to put a pin in this for now. This is a big thing. I have to rethink this. I'll come back to this when I work on the synchronization for line set, because I'm sure it's going to suffer the same problem. Yeah. Yep. Looks like it's got a lot of the same thing, but not exactly the same. Right, so notice how it has updates on local. In the case of the line set, is defined by modification dates. And this is probably where our problem is. And in the case of scene, it's whether or not the audio needs to be uploaded. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix all this stuff together at the same time. And this guy's probably got his own look. Yeah, there's his own synchronization stuff. This needs to be generalized. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Let's just get the informational stuff taken care of. So back to where we were. Where were we? We were on this cell guy. Let's close that out. We're not looking at that. Line scene cell here. Okay, sync status. And needs to upload audio. We're going to say false for now. Sync support. It's basically just going to be toggling some icons here is what's going to happen. just say, no, it doesn't need to upload audio for now. And this other one, the cloud image. Oh, based on sync status, just an enumeration. Let's look at enumeration again. Sync status we saw was in line scene itself. I think there's a sync status in here, wasn't there? Isn't that where we saw it? We saw it here, core data properties. No, is synced, sync script created. A lot of sync logic in here. Sync status, I saw it, where was it? You know, of course, I'll ask Xcode and it'll have no idea, right? We already know that. It's not going to find anything in Objective-C. Sync status. No idea where that is. Yeah. Oh. We'll just find it the hard way. Sync status. Notice how the sync status only seems to be on a few things here. Where line sets and line scenes, exactly the thing. It's not on scripts, it's not on scenes. So this was definitely newer synchronization logic added down the road. It's one of the more recent changes. And it's kind of good that we're going to be rewriting it just for these classes because we're replacing these classes anyway. So that makes a lot of sense. So where is the sync status defined? Well, that's funny. I looked at the core data class header and did I not see it? My eyes are deceiving me. There it is. Where's the definition? Core data foundation. So this has a dependency on something that's not defined. This is an Objective-C header. Everything it needs should be pulling in from headers. Unless sync status is a fundamental part of Apple's API, I don't see how it would be. How is he able to use a type that he doesn't know about? It's depending. Oh, I know how. Because this header is never pulled in by itself. It's pulled in like this. Yeah, exactly. A header that depends on being included alongside other sibling headers, but doesn't contain everything it needs. Not good design. So JSON networking sorting fetch log. Fetch JSON. Where is it? Where is it defined? It's used here. I'm confused. Where is this guy? Sync constants. It must be in there. Yeah, there it is. So where does this header get pulled in? Script pulls it in. Wow. So code that's making reference to it is only ever going to see it when it's pulled in by when the script core data class header is pulled in. So that makes all of this code dependent on script. the God object effectively of the core data. Okay. So it's in here. There we go. Sync status synced, sync status cloud, sync status need update. 3 possible values, meaning remote is newer. That would be cloud. Local is newer, assuming that's what that means. And matching, synced. Yeah. Let's just stick with synced for now. We are going to have to preserve these 3. I mean, it's logical that that's a synchronization status. It's one of these 3 possible states. Either you're in sync or 2 ways of being out of sync. Cloud is newer, local is newer. Assuming that's what need update means. Or does this mean only exists on the cloud and or is newer on cloud? And this means only exists locally, need update. See, that language is confusing. Who needs the update? Does the local need the update? Does the cloud need the update? What does that mean? We have to figure that out. But for now, we're gonna hard code that just to get through this problem. Maintenance is always the hardest part of software development. That's why reining in complexity should be the main focus every day on a project. And because it isn't, software gets to the problem. Code just gets to the point where it's unmaintainable. We're not there yet on this, but this is it's definitely a lot of friction here. As usual, this isn't any worse than any other projects I've ever been on. This is the natural thing that happens with the evolution of software, particularly a product that's been around for a long time and gone through a long evolution. And we can see it's changed from languages, it's changed across API changes. And because it's not been completely refactored for each of those changes, you've got a mishmash of old and new. Old ways of thinking, new ways of thinking, old APIs, new APIs, old languages, new languages, all blending together, making it complicated and much more difficult to wield every day. But like I said, this is typical. There is nothing out of the ordinary in this code base. The atypical is aggressive refactoring, actively attacking complexity and reducing it whenever possible. That is the atypical approach to software development. This is a consequence of the pressure of just continual feature development, with the assumption that the entire system is going to remain stable and solid and reliable and bug-free along the way. I'm rambling. Sorry. Lost my way here. Back to the cell. There we go. So the status we're going to hard code. We're going to put the same to do in here. Compile. Okay, we didn't deal with the warning, but all we really did is we got the name. I think that's it. Bit by bit. There we go. So now we see the name showing up. Okay. And we're not seeing the cloud button because we're assuming synced. And we're not seeing the need to upload audio because we're assuming that's not the case. So when I click on a line set, what's going on there? Probably not playing anything because I probably need to get the audio file name. We haven't pulled all the JSON attributes yet, so we don't expect it to operate. But at a minimum, we now have the name. So it looks like this portion is good enough, except for these to-dos. We'll have to come back for this for the sync stuff. Oh yeah, start blink for object. Let's take a look at that. It's now expecting this core data object, which it no longer is. So start blink for object. Okay. Here we go again. There's no point in asking Xcode, it won't know where it is. Start blink for object. Sync blink cell. Sync blink cell. Well, we did an if false. That's why we don't care about this right now. I remember seeing it blink like that, but okay, fine. All right, we'll come back to that. We've already put a pin in this. So that takes care of this piece right now for cell. Oh, it is checked. Oh, we can fix this. We already did this. This checked unchecked thing. Yeah, we've gotten that. Domain, line scene, unchecked. And in this case, we have to say self because line scene is a member of the object, not a passed-in argument. That should be fine. So we can get rid of all that. Let's get rid of that. Let's keep our little tag here. We don't need it to do anymore. We're just putting my stamp in there. Okay, so we took care of that to do. Any other to-dos in this file? That one should be fine. We still got these other ones remaining for the sync stuff. But other than that, it looks like the cell description stuff is good enough for now. Right, just check one more time. Boom, boom, there we go. Okay. Reworking the sync stuff, that's going to be the bulk of the work. What do we add here? Oh, we added those functions. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. Let's get rid of that. We don't need any of that right now. Get checkout main. Doesn't like something. Get checkout main. Sure. Why didn't it like the command before? Your alterations, your local alterations, again, if are not. I don't know what it means by that. Okay, let's just save. Did I not push this up? This should be upon get loud. Push get loud. Get commit. Oh, whip 16. What do we say? Line scene cell. Attributes. Accept. Sync. Okay. Just saving the work. Never know. Computer could blow up at any minute. What's next? Come back to that some other point. We don't need to look at the zib. We don't need to look at the header. We don't need to look at this guy. I think now going into the line scene itself is going to be the big deal. What happened to our running it? So line scene player view, probably. Line scene reader view, line scene player view. Oops. This is the reader view, I believe, right? Let's look at the zib. No. Yeah, that's that view. Okay. Yeah. And we just looked at line scene. Let's see what line scene player view looks like. Okay. Header cell, line scene cell. This is the guy we just did. Header cell, that's that part. So player view is what happens when we go inside. We get this. Okay. But we don't have a play button. There's a stop button. Well, anyway, I'm sure when we go inside the code here, we're going to find all kinds of to-dos. All right, so line scene player view. Let's see what we got. Yep. Display name. Okay. We should be good on this. I don't know why we didn't hit that breakpoint though. We should have hit that breakpoint. All right, give us a compile error. There we go. Current line set, display name, current line scene, display name. Okay, so it's just the title stuff. Let's put these on separate lines so we see the same. Right. Domain line set, name. Yep. Domain line scene, name. We need an extra one of those. Oops. And I think we can copy that on both lines, just so we know what we changed. See what that does. Okay. And now we go inside. Line set 1, line 1. I think that's what we're seeing here. Yep. All right, that's progress. Why is it line set 1 instead of line set 1B? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. We're also not hitting this breakpoint, so we're never hitting this. There must be code somewhere. This must be duplicated somewhere else. Why are we not seeing this? Does this code even get called? Is there some new code that replaced this? Instance. Is this a singled? Boom. Okay. Awake from nib. We don't want to do that. Set head and deallocate. Setup on view. Yes, probably the main guy we want to. All this initialization of views that aren't visible. Not very efficient. Let's just set breakpoints on all these. Set up line set, etc., etc. Resize for rec. It's not even on the screen. It's just in the background. It's buried. It's not even shown yet. All right, 1B3. See this? It's like this UI got built before it was even shown. So why is the line set not correct? Because this code's not getting called. Set current line scene. This is getting called after the view is actually built. And in this case, it's not actually getting called. That's the problem. Let's do a find grep on set current line scene. It must be commented out somewhere. Set current line scene. Set current line scene. Line scene player view. Nobody calls it anywhere in the source. That's it. This is dead code. How can this be dead code? Something's not right here. I'm in the source directory. That's everything. Dead legacy main test. I searched every single file for this method name. You're telling me this never gets called. If false. Subjective C, I think we had to, no, we could say if false. Dead? Are we dead? We saw that the other methods are getting called. Compiler should fail if it uses that code anywhere. It's dead code. How is it even working? That code is dead. Did I delete the call to it somewhere in my changes? Did I break it in the process of? It's possible. See what branch we're on. Let's go back to main, see what's going on. Get def, dead. Let's stash this. Let's clear the stash. Let's check out main. Now let's do a search. It's dead code. Huh. So where's the code that actually sets up the, it's never getting called. Create a new audio player. Let's see where this is else in the code. Ooh. I think these brackets are a problem. Let's try that. Okay, this is really mysterious. So I'm running the released version of the app, or at least the last update on my other phone, and I'm looking at it, and how can this be? Maybe I need to go back further. I'm on main. My last release, 3.8.0.3. That's what version I'm running on the phone. Let's go all the way back to here. Something's not adding up here. Wow. Okay. I'm guessing this has been replaced by Swift code. And the old code was left there. This is the new UI view stuff in Swift. Let's do a search for line scene, just in general. What did we have before? Current line set, current line scene. Let's just look for current line scene. Line scene player view, line scene player view. That's where we're at. Wow, I'm dumbfounded here. I mean, this guy's getting called, but not set up on views being called. So this stuff's being called. There we go. View did appear, script controller. It's being used, some of it, but this one method is never getting called. I mean, we saw it's not getting called by anything. Stop is playing scene, click stop, handle tap on screen, show next scene. Bizarre, bizarre, this is weird. If this player never gets created, we're not able to actually test playing because the player never gets created. This is really weird. Let's just put audio player in here. Audio player M. Who uses it? Line scene player view. RS audio player, RS audio manager. It's even stored inside the original, well, the Swift side of the core data. Line scene functions, return audio player, script controller. This is really bizarre. Setup line reading, yeah. It's in script controller, setup on view. All right, so line scene player view. This guy. Excuse me. I might have to stop recording if I keep doing this. Line scene player view. It's all inside this guy. Is hidden. Turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, creating the view before it's even needed. As soon as the script controller comes up, it immediately creates this view, even though it's buried and may never be used. That's pretty inefficient. Line scene player view. Stop it. Resize it. Is hidden. This is, I think, what we're looking for. Setup line set. Current line set, current line scene. We saw that this got called, right? But it doesn't call. Oh, wait a minute. Setter. Maybe we put the breakpoint in the wrong place. This whole time I've been chasing it down. I didn't put the breakpoint at the top. It may not be getting through this. I wonder if that's the problem. Although, remember, it was dead code. It's not really. Why does it keep doing that? Set. Is this something with Objective-C where you define overriding a property and then you could declare your own method and overrides the default? Is why this isn't showing up? God, I hate this auto magic shit. Kotlin does the same thing. You can redefine set operations. It's just another form of monkey patching. It's really hard to follow the reason about code when there's implicit logic in invocations of methods and things like that that you can't read from the code itself. You just have to know that's what the language and the compiler and the interpreter are doing. This is what we call too clever by half. I'm guessing that's what happens here, because why would this code not be getting executed? But that's why I can't set a breakpoint on it. I can set a breakpoint there. No, I can't. It's like, no, you can't set a breakpoint there because there's no code there, but there's no generated code there. Well, wait. This is not the one with the changes I made. This is the original. Let's just run the original in the debugger here. This must be getting called. It removes the breakpoint because the running program is not this code. That's why. Yeah, let's just run it. Let's run this old code. Let's see where this is getting called. This doesn't match the Kotlin that was released with. That's going to be a problem. I have to back up the Kotlin to also to the last release. Yeah, because I did a bunch of renames and so forth. Fine. Let's back things up here. We're on dev domain B. Did I not push this as well? It's a whip, right? What's going on? I'm confused. These divs don't look any different. Looks identical to my eyes. Well, I'm not gonna worry about pushing it up. Let's get checkout main. All right, let's just rebuild locally here. Rebuild. Okay, rebuild this. Get that running. Maybe I have to do a full rebuild. Just clean a build folder. Let's go from scratch. Might not have rebuilt the pod. I didn't put a tag on this. I should have put a tag on that. I did not tag it. I did not tag it. All right, let's look. Bad get behavior. What's the date here? October 29th. October 29th. Reorganize app flow. October 29th, November 13th. So something I did in here, rename common data class. Yeah, this is where I broke it. Okay. I need to tag this. Let's try this again. All right, get tag. What tags do I have right now? I don't have any. I'll just make a tag, REH iOS v3.8.0.3 3.8. I don't really like putting dots in there. 3.8.0.3 in branch names. All right, let's just tag that. So we got a tag on it. Push the tag up. All right, let's rebuild this. I know this looks a little weird, but the way these projects are organized is the iOS rehearsal is a submodule, so it doesn't really know about its supermodule. It's kind of loosely connected to it. All right, this should work now. There we go. Might have to clear the user data because it's all the synced stuff. Might not look right. Let's see. Yeah, its internal state isn't also great. Let's remove the app, force it to, and the way to do this is, there we go, remove app. Apagar, delete, get rid of that guy. I'm gonna relog in. Actually, there was a bug and I fixed it. I need to include that fix. For some reason, it only happens with this particular account. So it's going to crash. I noticed that went out on the last beta release, test release. Log into existing account. There's me. Oops. I don't like that it defaults to uppercase, but I think for most people that's going to be fine because most people have uppercase. I don't. I like all lowercase. Fortunately, you can't see the characters I'm typing, right? You can't see my password. Okay. Yeah, it's crashing. This is because there's a failed JSON parse. and the original code crashes. It actually gets a invalid JSON exception, and I put a patch in there to fix that. So I need to get one nearer than this. Where were we? We're on dev line set. Okay, log. Put a tag in for that. Get dev log. Oh, no, I'm way past that stuff. I got to get rid of those old ones. Dev line scene. Line set as JSON H. Okay, there's a fix in here. It's before the break. There it is, right here. I added a report field, yeah, and I think the, yeah, okay, so there's a release. And there's the rename. The rename of that. It's gonna break this. Okay, I need to basically plateau this before the main rewrite, which begins here. Well, it's on main. Oh, I went back too far. That was the problem. I didn't need to go back all the way to the 3.8.0 release. That was the problem. Let's just go back to main. Okay, so main has the fix, but it's before we do the major rewrite of core data to JSON. So yeah, this should match in main over here. I didn't really need to do this. Let's check out main. Let's try this again. These should line up, main to main. KMP to KMP iOS. Kind of dragging through all this. Having fun watching it? Well, nobody's making you watch it. You're not handcuffed to YouTube. Well, my music ended. Let's go to the next Alto 2. Alto 2. Can you even hear the music? I don't know. I'll see when I play it back. Okay, Alto 2. Let's try this again. Building. And here's where we find out if we actually get in there. Now we actually have breakpoints. Syncing your scenes. Dot, dot, dot. Oh, I think we're on a breakpoint. Yeah, what is this? I don't care about this. How is it doing this? Okay, that's weird. Why is it doing that? Main synchronizer. What the hell's going on here? Oh, let's just restart it from scratch. Maybe I got hung in a corrupted state when it crashed. It's possible. Whew, synchronization, man, it's hard stuff. Let's try again. We've got a completely fresh user data, so we should have nothing locally. Everything's going to get pulled down. Okay, let's log in. It's weird. It's like I can't get rid of the uppercase. If I press a letter, I get uppercase. If I press shift, I get uppercase. If I caps lock it, I don't know. This is just the default behavior of this input field. I bet I can back up and do it. No? What the hell? Turn off caps lock. I can't get a lowercase c. Oh my god. All right. Do I sound grumpy? What is going on? Looks like we got some other exception flying through here. This is not anything I added. This is old code. It's just hung out to dry. Oh, I caught another exception. Yeah, this is the code I added to catch an exception. Yeah, this is the same. No, this is that problem. Yeah, unacceptable type. But it didn't stop the thing from skip ongoing. Why is this pop-up dialog here? What the hell is going on? I'm gonna try running this on my phone. I have no idea why it's doing that. No idea at all. Okay, I'm running the released version of 3.0. It doesn't do that, but I haven't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Did I break something? I just rebuilt this. Let's rebuild from scratch. I don't know what's going on. This is weird. Build from scratch, and I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to do this again. Whoops. No. Where are we? We're on main. The only thing I've done since the release is catch this exception. That's it. I mean, the only thing where I didn't add new code. Well, there it went, and then it went away, and then it's like it's getting stuck here. The script fetch. This, I fixed it, but I didn't fix it. Was it script fetch in? It's under UI app. There it is. I'm looking right at it. I already have the thing open in front of my face. Must be something where it's removing this alert. That's what I'm guessing is happening. Alert gets put up, it throws an exception, the alert is stuck up there. I need to clear the alert on the finally. Is there an alert in here somewhere? Let's see. Alert manager. Huh. Let's do this. Let's just put a breakpoint in here. This is where the try is. Start again. Fetch request, somewhere in there. Okay, notice. So that alert dialog is already up there. What clears it out? Where does that guy get cleared? This is the problem with mixing UI with UI code with networking code. It's all tangled. Result. What does that do? Here we hit that exception. And we're just left spinning. I think something has to happen in the finally to clear this out. We hit the exception immediately on the first one, and then it just doesn't even continue. What is a result? Result. Is that a recursive call to itself? What? Perform block. There's a continue. Is there a 4 in here? Yeah, there it is. There's a 4. Try the exception gets blown out here somewhere. Maybe I have to put the try in tighter. I put it around the whole thing. I think I need to put it in tighter. Yeah, I have to put it in tighter. It's getting stuck. So you don't know exactly where the exception is happening. Let's just put breakpoints in here until we catch it. We're definitely hitting it on the very first call inside here. So fetch request, probably none of that. Let's go all the way to the 4. Let's see. Let's see how far we get. We have to put the exception in tighter. Okay. Boom. Just get rid of that. See how far we get. Boom, boom. There's a continue, there's a 4. Sure, the parsing is happening somewhere in here. Okay, we get as far as this. Let's get rid of these breakpoints. Okay. Still have a breakpoint on the exception, right? Yes. Keep hitting this 4, but I'm not hitting the breakpoints inside the 4. Scripts without scenes, maybe. Okay. There we go. Now we're inside. Okay. I'm betting this is where the JSON parsing fails. Somewhere in here. Yeah, I saw the synchronization gobbledygook. All right, gets past that, gets past that. Okay, it gets up to there. Where does it blow up? I bet it's here. Because all this other stuff is just dictionary references. It's in it with JSON. That's got to be where it's blowing up. Because that's the only place where we're going to get an exception thrown. Yep. Not that. Okay. This is where it's going to blow. Boom. Yep. It blows up in here. So this is where I need to put the try catch. So let's just remove all that. Look at how it just completely dorks the indentation. This stuff just needs to be completely rewritten. That's what all programmers say. That's what we all say. Our catch is going to be in here. Yeah. I don't want to indent this stuff. I want to keep it intact so I can see the change. Yeah. So we're going to move the try from up above. We're just going to wrap it down there where the actual exception's happening. Because there's all kinds of other state that obviously needs. Did I indent all this? God, I hope I didn't. Oh no, you can see, yeah, it was already indented from the block. I kept it out the further indent. Good. Okay. This is why exception handling sucks. You get, I mean, that's just crazy that you parse data and the data parsing fails and you crash the entire app. That is not good fault tolerance programming. And in an exception world, you have to know every exception and you have to catch them all. Okay. So this is what our diff looks like. Get diff. Well, there's trailing spaces that are invisible. So we basically moved the exception handler from the outer boundary of the whole large operation, which is where I added it, right in zooming into where it occurs, because there's obviously some other logic that needs to continue executing. This is just going to say, you know what, we got an exception parsing JSON. Don't know what the hell to do with that. I mean, what does it even do with the data at that point? Doesn't really even use it. Well, it calls this parse line sets in context, script local script. So let's do that, see what happens. I'm going to put a breakpoint here. We're just going to keep going. We get that exception, we carry on. Don't care about the rest of this. We are still hitting our result. There we go. Solve the problem. Yeah. That exception handler was basically hanging it out to dry. So we just tightened it up to where the exception actually occurs. So now back to what we were doing. Let's deactivate all breakpoints. Don't disable them, deactivate them. Just deactivate all breakpoints, keep going. All right. So we've got a fresh build. This is what it should look like. We're downloading. There we go. 2B line 1. 2B line 1. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. All right. Well, this is an important fix. This is a very important fix. Let's save this fix. Get a legacy. And we're now on main. Yeah, we're going to commit this to main because otherwise it is a broken. So we're going to say tighten exception handling in legacy script fetch. To where exception is occurring in JSON parsing. To fix the app getting locked on its alert pop-up. What did the alert pop-up say? Something about synchronizing scenes. I forgot. Yeah, that's fine. Let's say otherwise the app gets stuck. The app UI gets stuck on its alert pop-up because finishing finalizing code in script fetch. Otherwise, the app UI gets stuck on its alert because finalizing code. Because remaining logic after the JSON parsing does not get executed. Does that make sense? Tighten exception handling in a legacy script fetch to where the exception is occurring in JSON parsing. Otherwise, the app UI gets stuck on its alert pop-up because remaining logic after the JSON parsing does not get executed. That makes sense. Yeah, we're doing nothing for now, but I did add a thing called report failure. I don't think it makes sense to report it to the end user. We need to add a backend where we can log internal failures. We're not currently doing that. Then that's why it's being logged currently to the local log. And finally it's doing nothing, but I do have my pounds, like this needs to be revisited, and this feels like a hack to me. And I'm on main, and we're gonna push this. GitLab, push, get on. And we need to add duplicate branches here. KMP iOS, get push, GitLab, KMP iOS, push, GitHub. All right. Yes, I duplicate my repositories of both my accounts. It gives me a backup. All right. Well, accomplished something worthwhile today. That would be a nasty problem to leave in the app. But now our work branch doesn't include this commit. And I'm not a fan of, I like linear histories, I like rebasing. So let's, we haven't even done what we were set out to do here. Care about that, don't care about that. Okay, what we're trying to do is figure out if this thing ever gets called and why it does or does not get called. It must be getting called. Activate breakpoints, okay. No, I don't want that one. Clicked on the wrong one. No. Script plus functions. Care about that, don't care about that. I want this guy. Keep going. All right. Set up on view. We already know this is getting called. That's fine. Keep going. Resize for rectangle. We already know that's getting called. Okay, here's our line sets. 2B. Line 1. Boom, where are we? Did select row at index path. Just disable, keep going. Okay, this gets called. But the question is, does set current line scene get called? So, current line scene equals line scene. Yes. This is exactly what I suspected. This is somehow redefining the implicit setter that causes this assignment to invoke this. And that's why when I did a search for calls to set line scene, I found nothing, as if this was dead code. And in fact, if I comment this out, the system still compiles. Right? If I comment this out, let's do that. Let's comment this out just to prove my point, why this is a terrible way to have a language operate. Look, it built. So it doesn't need this code. There's our exception. We already know about that. Let's keep going. Doesn't need this code. So if I go in here, click on that. All right. I come up here and it just uses the default. And this is what we see on the other thing. Wow. What a landmine. So somehow just writing an override of a default implicit setter given to an Objective-C property will cause this to get dynamically linked into its vtable or its message handling, and then it will behave. But If the code's not there, it just gives you the default, and there's no difference. Well, Objective-C is dynamically typed. It's a mix, right? There's a mix of static and dynamic typing going on in here. This is one of the dynamic behaviors. One of the dynamic OO behaviors. Yeah. Wow, how annoying that is. Take that out. And it hits the breakpoint. So, look at that. And magic. It goes where we expected it to. And we get it to work properly. Wow. Where is this? Do we even have to declare set line scene? No, it doesn't even have to be declared in the header. That is monkey patching. That's a perfect example. Literally patch the default behavior very stealthily. Current line scene. Where is current line scene? Is it even in the header? Did I see it in the header? I don't see it. Optional protocol. Where's this guy declared? I don't see it in there. It's not in there. Where the hell is it? What? Where is this declared? Is this another bizarre property of Objective-C? Property, there it is. Oh, it's a property inside the implementation file, not inside the header file. I missed it. Yeah, not in the header. There it is. Current line set, current line scene. And the property declaration is going to create a default setter. So when you do an assignment, you'll get what you expect. You just simply assign it. And the programmer who worked on this very cleverly said, I'm going to override the default. And you have to know that that's the name. It's going to be lowercase set, uppercase current on the property. And I'm going to redefine the behavior. So performing an assignment implicitly invokes, that's really, really ugly. A massive side effect. I mean, assignment in and of itself is a side effect, but you would be expecting this simple assignment to do just that. Take this mutable variable, which is a reference to a line scene, and give it its new value, a reference to the line scene passed in. You wouldn't expect this simple assignment to auto-magically invoke this massive procedure that does all this other stuff. And notice that it's not adjacent there. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's a programming practice to avoid. That's my recommendation. Okay, let's get back to where we need to be. Okay, let's bring us back to the main branch we were on. Where were we on? Dev domain. All right, this is our latest work, yes. Now again, why didn't I push this up? Still having a hard time understanding the domain.kt, add functions, which I did. Yeah, added these functions. What did I do down here? This must be some kind of white space thing. No name, no name. I'm just curious as to why it changed. Line set, lines, line set. Well, I think I didn't push it up because I was expecting to do a lot more and keeping it on the same commit. Yeah, let's just leave it. Let's not push it. We don't need to push it. Well, it's a dev branch. I might redo these commits at some point. But yeah, let's just push it. I'm being too much of a purist, as usual. Yeah. Okay. And then here we're going to rebase. We should be able to do a straight rebase, and it probably will work. Fingers crossed. So line scene, line set as JSON H. And then we're going to do we're going to make the next branch. We're going to rebase. Get rebase main. Boom. Okay. So this includes this this fix here, the Titan exception fix. Just fine. That's what I want. And let's push this up. Let's get rid of these old branches. We got a lot of old branches and they're confusing me. Yeah. Sorry you have to wade through this. Save me having to retype this. Yeah, we're getting rid of H, G, and I think E and F. Dev line set as JSON. JSON E, JSON F. And then we're going to get rid of these off the server. So I'll push GitLab. Delete. Oops. Spell it correctly. It's not even there. What was the other one? E? Yeah, E is there. And then G and H. Goodbye. All right, G, goodbye. H, goodbye. So now we just have I. A lot of other whips. Okay. So, how are we doing? And we are gonna we're gonna get rid of start over from scratch again. So let's delete that. Goodbye. Let's run it. And I need to see why. Set up line set. Yeah. Why is that line not getting executed or not getting hit? Oh, and we stashed the thing that fixed. So for some reason, it's not getting through this. All right, set my permissions. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be a long one today. But he's making you watch. All right. Get rid of that capital C. I don't think it makes a difference on the login, but I don't believe it's case sensitive. Always test it to find out. Okay, manage object context. Where is this? I don't care about this. Keep going. Why do I need it? Okay, I don't care about this breakpoint. Keep going. This is in script core data class. Right. Going. Okay. Oh, we got none of our line sets are there. Why not? It should pull down from the server and it should save it to local files. Huh. I wonder if it's blowing up on this. Invalid JSON of line set from Cloud Script ID. I saw that one before. Oh God, I keep clicking on that. I don't mean to do that. I think because I disabled all the synchronization. So it's thinking it's already synchronized and it doesn't need to synchronize it again. Oh, I just may have made this a lot harder on myself. Let's check out this guy. It's going to be the same problem. Same problem. Because I basically said, yeah, you're already synchronized. It's not bothering to synchronize. Why is it not saving them to files? I'm just saving it to... Let's see what's going on here. It should be pulling them down. Let's see where we're actually reading and writing local files. Load files as strings. And store files as strings. Store strings as files. Yeah, store string as file. Start over from the beginning. Right here, store string as file. It's coming in. Parsing line sets in context. It's getting the line sets, it's storing it as a file. Yeah. So it is writing. There we go. That's our script. 1156949. Okay. There's another one. There's another one. Different scripts. So it's writing these out. It's writing out the line sets. Why is it not pulling them back in? Let's keep going. Okay. Okay. Let's go to this guy. Boom. Loading. It should load them. Right here. Unless it's failing to read a file. Looks to me like it's reading it in. Nice if we could actually see what it looks like. It's reading it in. Set line sets. Line set number of objects. So where we go, we get the line sets. Yeah, this is our lazy loading. So we are loading. All right. What do we got for line sets? Can you show me? Oh, we're in Objective-C. It's not going to show us. Script controller. That's Swift. Set up the reader. It goes out and it gets the line sets, reads it from a file. This first pulls them in from the file. Okay. Yeah, I know we're not going to see this. We're not going to see it. No. Debugger's not helping. If it was Swift code, we'd be able to see it. It would show it to us. It's a dictionary. I know that's the type. Can I do that? Can I say in as dictionary? It's about as deep as it goes. It's an object, it's a set. Yeah, I could sit there and probably subset it. Yeah, annoying. Anyway, we know we're getting line sets. We got numbers of objects. We got line sets. Why are they not showing up? We're reading them in. We're getting the stuff read in. So why do we not see them? Now we see them. The synchronizer, I guess it didn't run on the first pass and it had to run again. I don't know. I'll have to revisit this when I do the synchronization stuff. Okay. There we go. Crash. It's because it doesn't have the audio file name. But again, we didn't land on the assignment. Why? Why didn't we land on the assignment? So I did not change this code. Oh, setup line set didn't get called either. So this is what's probably commented out. That's what I'm going to guess. So this whole rabbit hole was setup line set. That guy's not getting called, and that's the guy that calls the other one. Script controller. I don't think it's in script controller. I think it's going to be in line scene, player view in here, setup line set. There's a .h, there's a .m, but where does it actually get called? Script controller? I guess it could be in script controller. Oh, we don't need main. We don't want that. Where's script controller? It's going to be under UI view controller or script controller. What's it called? Setup line set. There we go. I disabled it. That's why it's not working. All right. I can get rid of all that. There we go. Compiler error when using type alias. Yeah, this is that weird thing. I don't know if it's a to-do. It's more like a refactor. I don't think I need to address this. It's going to be a waste of time. It works by just doing that. All right. Place. Oof. We were off in the weeds there for a while, but we did catch a bug with the exception handling. We fixed that. That's important. That was critical. So let's see what happens. Okay, we know that's working. Thank you. Sort of. All right. Dink, dick, boom. All right. We don't need to confirm that anymore. And there we go. Okay. Now we can fix the title problem with what we stashed, right? Let's do a get status. Get def. There, we fix that. Get stash, apply. Okay, that gives us this code. Let's get the diff. Yeah. Oh, the dead thing. Yeah. If I was more of an expert on Objective-C, I think I would have caught that. So that's on me, I guess. Wow. Obscure. Obscure. All right, here we go. There's a test there. Interesting. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Looks like we hit that. Let's delete it. Move on. There we go. We get the correct title. Okay, couldn't set up the player. That's fine. We know that we know why. Because we don't have the file name that needs to come from the JSON, and that's why it's all confused. So let's actually keep the player. Let's keep that in there. But I like that we got an error. So let's go back. Okay. Okay. Line set, line 3. Yeah, this is where it's going to barf. And there's obviously some to-dos in this other code. And that's where we'll fix that. So in the meantime, I think we're done for now. I need to take a break. Look at how much code we changed. Not a lot. Okay, so this is the line scene player view. We started to resolve these to-dos. Script controller, line scene player view. Yeah, that's all we did. All right, get add, dot, get commit. 617, line scene, player view, to-dos, some to-dos, rewritten. Line scene, player view. If I actually spelled that properly. Line scene player view, some to-dos are written. All right. Okay. So in all of your struggles with Objective-C, I wish you the best of luck.